Okay, Commissioners, I got 7 o'clock. Of course, this is January 25th, 2021. Meeting at the juvenile courtroom by order of Governor Bill Lee. This will be electronic meeting and will be taped concerning his Executive Order 71. Commissioners, hey, Bubba.
Yes, sir.
We're going to try something new tonight. If the commissioners on virtual, we'll turn off their cameras, and then when you get ready, you want to speak, turn it on, and that tells me you want to talk instead of everybody raising their hands up.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, thank you, Bubba. Everybody else is in the dark. Thank you.
All right.
Okay. I'm going to ask anybody in the room that's got a cell phone to please mute your cell phones. Will you check them right quick? Okay, and Commissioner Dennis Wade is going to do our invocation, followed by the pledge of the flag. Please stand.
Let us pray. Father, we thank you for the opportunity to be here tonight to share the business of this county. I pray, Father, that you'll be with each of us as we review the issues and vote our conscience on and do what's the best for our county and the taxpayers of Robertson County. Father, I pray that you'll be with our emergency response people, those that are working to protect this county and the citizens of this county. I thank you, Father, for this recent election and the changing of the guard, so to speak. I pray, Father, that you will be with us each one tonight, and that we will do all decisions we make will be according to your will. For it's in Christ's name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Man, I'm going to try to read this paper with this mask on. Okay, Madam Clerk, will you call the roll?
Sir. Jeff Ayers.
Here.
James Bowen.
Sure.
Stephanie Bradley.
Here.
Irvin Brown. Bobby Kell.
Here.
Jeff DeLong. Michael Bubba Doris.
Here.
Don Eden.
Here.
Burton Glover.
Here.
Kevin Gray.
Here.
Patsy Gregory.
Present.
Steve Haley.
Here.
Bob Hogan.
Here.
Keith Hoover.
Here.
Tommy Jackson.
Here.
Bill Moore.
Here.
Stacy Moore. Eric Roberts.
Here.
Frank Spain.
Here.
Bob Stroud.
Here.
Here.
Faye Stubblefield.
Here.
Bob Dennis Wade. Randy Wilson.
Here.
Daryl Woodard.
Here.
21 present, 3 absent.
Okay, we got 21 present, 3 absent. I declare we have a forum. Commissioners, I'm going to ask you to speak up with the mask on and whatever, and some people have a hard time hearing. Okay, in your package, you have the minutes from the previous meeting. I'll entertain a motion got a motion by Commissioner Roberts.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hogan. All approve of the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Any nays about the minutes? I move the minutes be filed. Thank you, Commissioners. Okay, communications, I want to just say that the audit report is in your package tonight. Of course, we had 0 findings, and that's a big tribute to our finance department and our department heads and the schools, sheriff's department and all. That's, like I said, I think it was 14 counties out of 95 that had one. Also, the audit for the airport board came in this 2 weeks ago, and they had 0 findings there at the airport too. So everything's doing great. Kevin Gray wants me to remind you that your ethics report, your filing or letter has got to be in, what, 2 weeks, Kevin?
No, at the end of this month.
End of this month.
At the end of this month.
That's pretty quick, ain't it, Kevin?
Yeah.
You done yours?
I done mine.
Very good. I haven't done mine. All right. That's all I got, communications, gang. Everything's pretty quiet. I will say I was on the governor's call today about the vaccines. It seems that I'm gonna be positive now. The vaccines, we're still waiting on a lot of vaccines. It's very discouraged when a lot of people think they should have been in line. They haven't got their vaccines yet, but I'm asking them to please be patient. That the governor thought by the middle of February that we should be getting a large number of vaccines start coming in and getting people vaccinated. So I'm just asking everybody to be patient. And while I'm on that, I'm going to tell you, we did not have the Christmas spike that we was looking at. Thought we would, like we did in Thanksgiving. That's a tribute to the citizens of Robeson County about trying to do what's right. And I'm proud of everybody. Our hospital's getting in better shape. There, about 3 weeks ago, it was very, very critical what was going on at the hospital with beds and stuff. But we are moving as far as the state and the county seems to be in a better direction. So I appreciate all the folks being in compliance because I know it was tough at Christmas. It was at my house anyway. Okay, in your package, we'll move on to reports. First one on the agenda is animal control. Any questions or comments? Highway report. Any questions or comments? Fire committee. Any questions or comments? Trustees report. Any questions or comments? EMS report. Any questions or comments? EMA report. Any questions or comments? Veteran services. Any questions or comments? Commissioner, if you've noticed, we've moved the veteran services on the first floor, right next to the elevator, and them folks are tickled. They're tickled to be here inside this office building. And I know I'm speaking for you too. I'm glad to have them. Solid waste report. Any questions or comments? Planning committee. Any questions or comments? And finance report. Any questions or comments? If not, I'll entertain a motion that the reports be filed.
Also moved.
Got a motion by Gray, a second by Jackson. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Reports are filed. Thank you, gang. Okay, at this time we'll move to our elections and appointments for January, and the chair recognizes Commissioner Bob Stroud.
Mr. Mayor, Madam Clerk, fellow commissioners, and distinguished guests, the nominating committee would like to present to you our elections appointments for January committees. We need a second for this.
I second.
All right. For animal control, first we have Patsy Gregory, Dr. Dan Hitch, Stacy Moore, Stephanie Bradley, and Eric Roberts. Finance and Audit Committee, Jeff DeLong, Dennis Wade, Michael Doris, Keith Hoover, Laney Adcock, Irvin Brown, Don Eden, Brad Moreland, George Hatcher. Finance Investment, Billy Vogel, Kendra Shelton, Darrell Woodard, excuse me, Bob Stroud, Tommy Jackson. Budget Committee, Keith Hoover, Faye Stubblefield, Dennis Wade, James Bowens, Burton Glover. Safety Committee, James Bowens, Bob Hogan, Teresa Levitt, Laura Kindred, Lieutenant Brad Edwards, Chance Holmes. Agriculture Committee, Joel Bernard, Randy Wilson, Denise Rudazan, Jeff Ayers, Burton Glover, Tom Head, Naomi Riggs. E911 is Nancy Johnson, Faye Stubblefield, Gwen Martin, Bruce Dean, Chance Holmes, Jim Ring, Russell Gupton, Michael Van Dyke, Jason Head. Construction Board of Appeals, Matt Burnett, Steve Powell, Tracy Barrow, Jerry Reynolds, Trey Fan. Workhouse Board, Mayor Vogel, Don Eden, Michael Doris, Darrell Woodard, and Stacy Moore.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Question being called? I'm going to take a voice vote on this. Question being called. If you're for these elections and appointments, say aye.
Aye.
Is there anyone opposed? Hearing none. Hearing none, I declare them elections are approved. I want to make a point that we've got an opening on zoning. We've got a gentleman that's asked to have his name removed. He did it the day of the elections. I tried for 2 or 3 days to find somebody from that area, and that's a hard committee to fill. It's a hard committee to fill, so I'm gonna keep looking, and we'll get somebody to fill that. I appreciate the ones that's on it because it's a very important job, but it was pretty quick notice, so we wasn't quite ready to name somebody. All right, the next thing on our agenda is the public hearing with planning and zoning. At this time, this is when the public is invited to join the county commission, become a part. As we read the zoning issues, if you want to speak, you'll be recognized, your name and address. We'll give you about 3 or 4 minutes to speak. Doug Van, will you proceed?
The first request tonight is Mr. Tony Austin. He's requesting to rezone 6.04 acres from AG2 to RP80. The property's on Starks Road, first voting district. The Planning Commission evaluated this request and by a vote of 9-0 asked for your approval.
Hey, would you step back there and ask Bob? I would have thought he'd been on the screen over here. We've got room, to bring some people in, just as long as they stand 6 foot apart. Anybody wants to speak? Mr. Doug, you may have to repeat yourself when they get in here. Doug, Bob don't seem to know what's going on. I got a mask on. What we got here is the lack of communication. Must have been out in the car.
They're here for 4 and 5.
4 and 5. Okay. Hey, tell them come on in, Leanne. Stand there at the door. Okay, Mr. Doug, go on.
The next request is Brian Cook. He's requested to rezone 7.42 acres from RG2 to RP80 on Tennessee Highway 49 East, which is the 8th voting district. Again, by a vote of 9-0, the Planning Commission asked for your approval.
Okay, just a minute for the record. I'm going to ask anybody here to speak to that rezoning? Okay, Mr. Doug.
The third request is Tim Edwards. He's requesting to rezone 3.01 acres from AG2 to RP80 on South Lamont Road, first voting district. Again, by a vote of 9-0, the Planning Commission asked for your approval.
Anybody here to speak to that zoning issue? Okay, Mr. Doug.
The next request is Doug Cox. He's requesting to rezone 5.01 acres from AG2 to RP80 on Pleasant Grove Road, third voting district. Again, by a vote of 9-0, the Planning Commission asked for your approval.
Anyone here to speak on that zoning issue? Okay. Commissioners, what about us voting on these 3 since we had one spoke? And there's going to be 3 more if they will. If I can get a motion for that.
So moved.
Got a motion by Roberts.
I got a question.
Oh, you got a question?
Yeah, how many rezoning resolutions did you have in this?
I have all total,
Yes. Just on this motion here.
4.
So I'm missing one. I don't know.
I'm missing one too.
I've got 3 in my packet.
Hey, Doug, we're doing AG2 to RP80, Doug.
Okay, that's what we've got so far.
You're missing number 3.
Tim Edwards, 3.01 acres.
Yeah, we're missing that one.
Yeah,
Okay, that's, okay. Yeah, that's it. It's a 3.01 acres from AG2 to RP80 on South Lamont Road. That's on mine. It's not on that one?
How can we approve it if we don't have?
We'll,
hey, I don't think we can.
okay, we'll just do that one next.
Yeah, I mean, the public,
This is what we.
if we don't know it, then you sure don't, the public don't know it.
Okay.
Okay, I'd like to have a motion that we approve our AG2 to RP80, 1, 2, and 3. Have to go ahead and vote on it. I got a motion for approval by Roberts, a second by Jackson. Madam Clerk, will you call the roll?
Jeff Ayers.
Yes.
James Bowen. Stephanie Bradley.
Yes.
Irvin Brown. Bobby Couts.
Yes.
Jeff DeLong. Bubba Doris.
Yes, ma'am.
Don Eaton.
Yes.
Burton Glover.
Yes.
Kevin Gray.
Yes.
Patsy Gregory. Steve Haley.
Yes.
Bob Hogan.
Yes.
Keith Cooper.
Yes.
Tommy Jackson.
Yes.
Bill Moore.
Yes.
Stacy Moore. Eric Roberts. Sherry Sane.
Yes.
Bob Stroud.
Yes.
Faye Stubblefield.
Yes.
Dennis Wade.
Yes.
Randy Wilson.
Yes.
Darrell Woodard.
Yes.
We have 21 yeses and none against. I declare them 3 planning and zoning issues do pass. Okay, Mr. Doug.
All right. The next one is Miss Nancy Roach. She's requesting to rezone 9.95 acres from AG2 to R40 on South Old 31W, first voting district. Again, by a vote of 9-0, the planning commission asks for your approval.
Is there anyone here to speak on that zoning issue? If you will, come up there beside Commissioner Bowens. And I want you to state your name and address. We'll give you about 3 minutes. Y'all try to social distance, if you will. Please come on up, whoever wants to speak first.
Yeah, go ahead. All right, so, John.
Come on up from, yeah, you want to be on TV, man.
I break your TV, so thank you. Hello, my name is John Fletcher. 4610 South Old Highway 31W is my address. I am directly across from the acreage that they're speaking of. You know, I don't have my biggest concern is the highway. The old Highway 31, it is in constant disrepair. I'm concerned that with more traffic, more construction, we've called and complained about the road before, hadn't really got a good fix. They'll come out and put a little quick patch on it, and it just goes away as soon as good hard rain comes. And that's my biggest concern with what I see. Just afraid the maintenance won't be improved enough to make a difference. Sorry, the mask keeps sliding. That's my time. I'm good. I don't need the full 3.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Fletcher.
Thanks, sir.
Next.
All right, my name is John White. I don't have an address yet. I bought the property on the corner of Cedar Grove Road and US 31 with the pond on it. So the land's adjacent to me, thus I got a letter. My primary concern is the soil. So I'll walk you through it, and you probably already all know this, but for who don't, we've had the state caught out there. They denied. I have 5 acres. So without the pond, it's 4.5 land. So we called the state out there. We were denied. So I said to the state guys, like, okay, what are my options? And we had a buy contingent being perked. So we had not bought. We just put a contract on. So we were safe financially. So we had to have the state guy said, call the soil scientist. He gave me a name, Scott Fellwalk. So I had Scott come out there, do a preliminary, and he was like, kind of, sort of, maybe. But it was enough to move forward. So we did that. Then we had to have, I think it was Todd Bollinger who came out there and had to do a survey to grid it out. And then Scott had to come back and do up the plan. And then we had to submit that to the state. So we contracted in January. And of course, we all know COVID happened last year. But we finally got approval for a 4-bedroom house on 4.5 acres. And that was pushing it. Initially, they were only going to do a 3-bedroom house. 4-bedroom house on 4.5 acres was approved sometime in July, and we closed on the property in August, early August. So the properties on my side of the road, we're on track 2, track 3, and track 3 and track 4. There's a low-lying area on that side, and I would almost guarantee you with a little bit of rain that we've had that you go out there and there's water standing in it. So my concern is that there are going to be too many houses built based on what I had to go through that to be able to support the actual field lines for the PERT. So I wanted to bring that up today. I also have some deed restrictions that I'm kind of not so clear about, but I understand this is not the forum for that. So the primary thing is the ability for the soil to support the number of houses, and it's all done by bedroom anyway. So if you put 5 houses on 10 acres, then that's 10 bedrooms versus 4.5 acres with 4 bedrooms. So my concern is they're going to try to get the biggest bang for the buck and put as many houses on that property as they can to just barely squeeze in. So that's the concern I have. Any questions of anything I spoke over?
Are you on the north side of Cedar Grove Road?
South side.
Okay.
Do you have it in front of you?
Yeah.
We don't have the.
Turn around.
This is the one with the pond on it.
65.
Huh?
Are you on the
Okay.
east side of I-65 or west side?
Thank you, John.
It's south of Cedar Grove, west of 31. Old 31.
Okay. Thank you, John.
Yes, sir. My name is John Rupp. I am 4888 Rock House Road, so I'm just down the road from, and I obviously share sentiment with John there about the number of houses. My concern about dividing that is that we don't end up again with this here, and this was the last variance that was given. I'm sorry, I only have 3 copies of these. I'd be glad to pass those around. The last variance, you've got 5 houses were built on very small tracts. 2 houses sharing one driveway, 3 houses sharing another driveway. So again, egress to Cedar Grove Road, the maintenance that's being done on the roads out there, that would be my biggest complaint. Allow this to happen. So I'll yield the rest of my time.
Thank you, John.
Hi, my name is Betty Finucane, and my husband and I are at 5128 Rock House Road. My concern is maybe a little different from a lot of people, but we are in the rock house, the original rock house built in the around 1820. As a matter of fact, we're celebrating 200 years this year. And I'm shaking, but I feel like Cedar Grove Road is like a gateway into Robertson County, where you go in, not on an interchange, but straight through to Robertson County, to fields that are planted in tobacco and wheat, houses that are there on 5 acres or more. And this is what I think of when I think of Robertson County. I think of country, I think of rural. And I think building subdivisions like this, particularly at the gateway of this road, would be something that would be very objectionable to the people that have gone before us. And will not add any beauty and picturesque setting to those that come after us. So those are my concerns. And we love the land. We've been in the area for generations. And I ask you to seriously consider keeping the country in our country. Thank you.
Ma'am,
One question.
I think she's confused.
Are you on the same side of I-65 as this property that was never rezoning? Are you on the other side?
I'm on the west side of,
You're on the same side as this property that we're talking about?
yeah, see if you come off 31W to Cedar Grove Road and take a right, you're on Rock House Road. And we are in the original Rock House. As a matter of fact, my mother, years ago, gave it that name. Any other questions?
Well, I was wondering if you was talking about the zoning on Cedar Grove Road or the one we've just got through opening up about.
Cedar Grove Road. That's what the gentleman before me was talking about. I mean, not on Cedar, yeah, on Cedar Grove Road.
Okay, well, he hasn't got into that yet, has he?
The two are one across.
They're right across the road from each other?
Yes.
So okay, thank you, ma'am. You might, it's kind of confusing.
Mr. Mayor.
Go ahead. Faye, is that you, Commissioner Stubblefield? Who is it? I can't tell.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rock House Road is on the other side of the interstate from where this is, where she's talking about.
That's what
that's what I'm confused about. I think she got up and really spoke about the second one that we haven't got into yet.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Stubblefield. Go ahead, Mr. Doug.
The next one is Bradley and Roach, and they're requesting to rezone 10.59 acres from AG2 to R40 on Cedar Grove Road, first voting district. Again, by a vote of 9-0, the Planning Commission asks for your approval.
Is anybody here to speak on this rezoning? Here we go. Come on back up. Yes, ma'am, I think it is, but if you want, I'll give you a couple of minutes if you want to say it again. Yeah, but they're two different zones.
5-acre tracts. Big picturesque, Robertson County. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. John?
The only other thing that I might add to that is I think that there are several of us that have made significant investment in our properties. And what I did show you there, to be a deterrent for that. So, that does give a visual as we come down and to the value of the land out there. So high density would be, and what is allowed to be built on that property. I think it's a tax-based issue, and I would suggest perhaps that there's some deed restrictions be placed on that property and significant homes be built there to substantiate the investment that others of us have made in the county.
Okay, thank you, John. And I know your name's John too.
Yeah, we made it hard on you tonight. I'm sorry. I just want to make clarity on the property. I think I'm affected by both of these. I'm on the corner. So Cedar Grove, 31. I'm here in this corner. So there's two lots to the left of me, 3 and 4 track. And then there's ones across the road that I think was the first that he's across the 31 from. So I just wanted, both of these properties touch my property. So I just wanted to bring clarity to that. And then he mentioned something about housing density. Is this, this is my first show.
Mr. Doug, will you tell these folks that before anything's done, they will have to present a site plan?
Well, before anything's done, they'll have to do a subdivision plat that will come to the Planning Commission. And whatever lot size they get, the soils work will determine the lot size. So, I mean, they can ask for an R40 zoning, but if they can't get that on a 40,000 square foot lot, then the lot would have to be larger.
Yeah.
And that's all done by the state of Tennessee in terms of the soils work, yes.
Depends on soil work.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Doug, I think you got one more.
The last one is Mr. Doug Cox. He is requesting to rezone 10.34 acres from AG2 to R40 on Pleasant Grove Road, 3rd voting district. Again, by a vote of 9-0, the planning commission asks for your approval.
Is anyone here to speak on this zoning issue? If not, I will close the public hearing on planning and zoning and bring it back to the county commission. Commissioners, what's your flavor on this? We got three of these AG2 to R40s. You want to separate them? You want to leave them together?
Leave them together.
I got a motion by Commissioner Hoover to leave them together.
Second.
Got a second, Commissioner Gray. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna ask you, all in favor say aye, and then we'll vote on the zoning issue. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
No.
I got one no, so the ayes have it. Okay, now we're going back to voting on the 3 zoning issues. Madam Clerk, you call the roll.
Mr. Chairman, you said 3 zoning issues, or is it 3 pieces of property and 2 zoning issues?
It's 3 pieces of property. That's what got everybody confused. It's 2 pieces of property by Mrs. Roach and Jeff Bradley. And then we got the Doug Cox.
I thought we had it going to R80 and then some going to R40. 3 and 3.
We've already moved.
We done that.
We did that.
Okay.
Huh? I need a motion now for the vote.
So moved.
Got a motion by Hogan, second by Stubblefield. Bradley. Oh, I wish you. Okay. Any question? Question being called. Madam Clerk, will you call the roll?
Gerald Woodard,
Aye.
Randy Wilson.
Yes.
Dennis Wade,
No.
Faye Stubblefield,
Yes.
Bob Stroud,
Yes.
Frank Spain,
Yes.
Eric Roberts, Stacy Moore, Bill Moore,
Yes.
Tommy Jackson,
Yes.
Keith Hoover,
Yes.
Bob Hogan,
Yes.
Steve Haley,
No.
Patsy Gregory,
No.
Kevin Gray,
No.
Burton Glover,
Yes.
Don Eden,
No.
Bubba Doris,
Yes.
Jeff DeLong, Bobby Couts,
Yes.
Irvin Brown, Stephanie Bradley,
Yes.
James Bowens,
Yes.
Jeff Ayers.
Yes.
Sixteen yes, 5 no's.
Yeah, well, how many yeses?
16.
Got 16 for, 5 against. I declare them zoning issues passed. Okay, thank you, Mr. Doug. You may stand up here pretty close. Chair recognizes Commissioner Hoover on our new resolutions.
Mayor, Madam Clerk, fellow commissioners, ladies and gentlemen of the audience. My first resolution is actually a public hearing, Mayor. It's going to be resolution number 0125-21007. I move for approval. If I can get a second, we can discuss.
Got a second, Commissioner Roberts.
This is a resolution to amend the zoning resolutions of Robertson County, Tennessee by amending Article 7, Section 7.2. This is the floodplain overlay district regulations, and basically what this comes down to is if we vote this in, then we can get flood insurance for Robertson County, and if we don't vote it in, we will not have it. Any discussion?
Would you like to Any discussion among the county commissioners? We'll add that Trey worked on this, our engineer, with zoning. It's something we've been talking about.
Well, this is done by FEMA. This is the FEMA thing that has come down. There's a, and then I don't know if you want to do the public hearing now, then.
Yes, we will, yeah. Does anybody from the public here like to speak on this zoning resolution? Okay, seeing none. Any questions from county commissioner? Commissioner Eden?
Doug, is there anything glaring about this that's different than the one that exists now that would change a property where it used to be in a flood zone and it's not, or it's now in a flood zone?
Well, the federal government, FEMA, has evaluated the Sycamore watershed. So some that might not have been, possibly could be, but more than anything else, it's done topographically. So if your property touched the Sycamore watershed, Sycamore Creek, and it were 80 feet above the stream bed, under the old maps, you were in the floodplain. This one, it does not. It centers it more along the true floodplains of the watershed of Sycamore Creek. So yes, to answer your question, some could be more would be taken out than ever would be added.
Okay. So let me do B part. So if it's the Sycamore Creek watershed, it's mainly the western side of Robertson County. We're on the eastern side in the Red River watershed.
That hasn't been evaluated yet.
Okay, thank you.
The benchmark you have is what? Is it 252 or 242? There was a benchmark that was set. And as long as you stayed above that benchmark, you were out of the floodplain.
Well, if not, if your property, the old maps had, if your property touched the floodplain.
But this is changing.
This is changing that, yes.
But it goes to that benchmark of whatever the floodplain is. And it's a number there.
There's a number there, yes.
And anything above it is fine, even though you may be sitting right beside the river. Right?
Right. It is centered it on the stream and not on the wide, this so far this way and so far that way. It's actually a topographical issue now.
The chair will add that it's to ensure the potential home buyers are notified that property is in a flood prone area.
Right.
Yeah.
And the glaring difference is this, when you ask for that, is any properties that are built in the floodplain now will have to have an as-built elevation determination after the house is built. There has to be a flood elevation certificate, and they have to ensure that it's built above that benchmark.
Ready for the question?
But just another point. It's the first floor that it's going to consider. You can put it on stilts.
Any livable, it's the lowest livable floor, lowest habitable floor.
Question being called for. If you're for this resolution, vote yes. If you're against it, vote no. Madam Clerk?
Steve Haley,
Yes.
Bob Hogan,
Yes.
Keith Hoover,
Yes.
Tommy Jackson,
Yes.
Bill Moore,
Yes.
Stacy Moore, Eric Roberts, Frank Stain,
Yes.
Bob Stroud, Dave Stubblefield,
Yes.
Dennis Wade,
Yes.
Randy Wood, Darrell Woodard,
Yes.
James Bowen,
Yes.
Stephanie Bradley,
Yes.
Irvin Brown, Bobby Couch, Jeff DeLong, Bubba Doris,
Yes.
Don Eden,
Yes.
Burton Glover,
Yes.
Kevin Gray,
Yes.
Patsy Gregory. Yes. 21 yes.
Got 21 yeses and 0 against. I declare that resolution passes. Commissioner Hoover?
Mayor, I'm going to make a resolution that we read one reading for resolution number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, 7, 8, 10, and 11.
I second that.
Okay, I want everybody on the same page here. He's leaving out number 9. Okay, is everybody on the same page? Commissioner Hoover?
Do we need to do
I'm gonna say you probably need to go,
a voice vote?
well, yeah, let's do a voice to do what Commissioner Hoover wants to do. And then we'll go back to the resolutions. All in favor on doing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, 10, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Ayes have it. Commissioner Hoover.
All right, Mayor, resolution number 012-521-008. I so move. If I can get a second, we can discuss.
Got a second, Commissioner.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I just need to ask for any questions or comments on this. We'll do our second at the end.
For all of them.
Yeah, for all of them. My apologies.
Yeah, we did a second minute ago on one. We should have had waited that discussion.
This is extra funds needed for credit card fees and overtime at the post-closure department for the landfill. As we know, our bank charges, credit card fees are more than what was budgeted, so we're having to find other line items to pull that money from. Any questions or comments? Seeing none. Resolution number 125-21009. This is elections reimbursement for extra needs for COVID-19 and for elections. And this is the second request, $22,500. This is a balanced budget amendment. Any questions or comments?
Commissioner Hoover, go ahead.
Resolution number 012-521-010. This is for the Tennessee Department of Agriculture Forestry Division. We've supposed to have been giving them $2,000 a year for many years. Somehow that got overlooked in the budget. They're asking for it, and we're going to start that back up. Any questions or comments? Resolution number 012-521-001. This is an initial resolution authorizing the issuance of not to exceed $1.280 million aggregate principal amount of general obligation bonds for Robertson County, doing some refinancing to save some money. Any questions or comments?
Mr. Chairman, just a point of order. I think you got that resolution number wrong. It says 001.
Okay.
I think you meant to say 1011.
012-521-011.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
The chair would like to thank Mr. McGawdy for, what's his first name? I forgot.
Ashley.
Ashley, yeah, Minardi, for all he does for us. This is going to save us a good little chunk of change over the next couple of years.
$1 million.
Yes.
Mayor, I have resolution number 012-521-012. This resolution is authorizing the issuance of one or more series of obligation bonds for Robertson County. Any questions or comments? Being none, resolution number 012-521-013. This resolution is to declare surplus property for the Boards of Education, Technology Department. Questions or comments? Seeing none, resolution number 012-521-014. This resolution is to declare surplus property again for the Board of Education Technology Department. Any questions or comments? Seeing none. Next resolution is 012-521-016. This resolution is to approve a contract for the installation of new surveillance equipment for Robertson County Sheriff's Office. Questions or comments? Seeing none. This is resolution number 122-120-141. This is a second reading for the operating transfer to general capital. This is for the solid waste safety project. We're taking $400,000 out of the our fund balance, $626,889. Any questions or comments?
This is second reading.
Sir. That's all of those resolutions.
Okay.
And I'm
call somebody's asked for the question. I'm gonna call for the question.
Question.
Okay, question. Thank you, Commissioner Haley. Question being called. We had a motion. I need a second now.
I'll second it.
Let's let Steve Haley second it. Second by Steve. Commissioner Haley. Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Patsy Gregory. Yes. Kevin Gray,
Yes.
Burton Glover,
Yes.
Don Eden,
Yes.
Bubba Doris,
Yes.
Jeff DeLong, Bobby Couts,
Yes.
Urban Brown, Stephanie Bradley,
Yes.
James Bowens,
Yes.
Jeff Ayers,
Yes.
Daryl Woodard,
Yes.
Randy Wilson,
Yes.
Dennis Wade,
Yes.
Faith Stubblefield,
Yes.
Bob Stroud,
Yes.
Frank Spain,
Yes.
Eric Roberts,
Yes.
Stacy Moore, Phil Moore,
Yes.
Tommy Jackson,
Yes.
Keith Hoover,
Yes.
Bob Hogan,
Yes.
Steve Haley,
Yes.
21 yes.
Got 21 yeses and none against. I declare the resolution passes. Commissioner Hoover, you going back to resolution number 9?
Yes, sir. This is resolution number 012-521-015. I so move. If I can get a second, we'll discuss.
You got a second, Commissioner Couch.
This resolution is to extend the county personnel COVID policy. We broke this out separate because we are looking for an amendment on this motion. We want to follow suit, or I think we need to follow suit of what our school board's doing, so we're all got the same proper policies.
Yes, I'd like to amend this to say that there's a maximum of 80 hours.
And that's exactly what our school board has done as well.
Well, if you're going to do that, you've got to establish if they didn't use their 80 in the time before, does the 80 start over again, or it's a new game, or what? That has to be established. And our county attorney's here if you'd like to ask him that question and let him explain it.
I make a motion to make him a member of Clyde.
I got a motion that our county attorney be made a member of the court. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, Madam Clerk, members of the commission, guests. I sent you a letter, I think, by email after the resolutions were put on the website. And we had a very exhaustive meeting of the personnel committee with our HR attorney. And the issue is the personnel committee, at the suggestion of our HR attorney, suggested that beginning January 1 through March 31, which is the same 3-month period that the school board has voted on. And that doesn't mean you can't cut it short or you can't come back and extend it. But for starters, it's a 3-month period and would be retroactive back to January 1. Their view of it is that the 80 hours that the federal act allowed, that we adopted and kind of fell into lockstep with that you use some of that it carries over, but you only get 80 hours for the entire school year. The way that the personnel committee kind of discussed it was that beginning January 1, it would be unlimited. And so if it's unlimited for the next 3 months, January 1st to the end of March, it's not really an issue whether you used all your 80 hours before December 31st or whether you didn't use any of your hours. If you get to start over, then that becomes a non-issue. So we kind of envision perhaps that there may be an amendment to this resolution. And if you amend it to fall in step with the school board, then there would be 80 hours total from the time this got started. The school year was September 1st, so you would extend it to March 31, but if somebody had used 40 hours before the end of December, they would have 40 hours left for the next 3 months. And the way I understand it is that is the way the school board has adopted this. So I think that's the issue for decision tonight is do you want to follow the school board plan
or basically start over and have unlimited hours for 3 months beginning January 1st. Mr. Mayor, I think that's a fair.
Okay, I think you got a question, Commissioner Wade.
I don't have a question. That's what I want to do. I want us to follow the school board methodology. So it's 80 hours for the total period. They use 40, they've only got 40 left.
Right. And that doesn't mean that they give up any of their sick and vacation time. The COVID time is something special on top of that.
Okay, any more questions for county attorney?
The funding of this is coming from the county. The COVID money's already run out. Is that right?
Yeah, the federal statute ran out December 31st. We kind of adopted that and fell right in line with it. But when they didn't extend that, then each county is now on their own to adopt their own particular policy.
Thank you, Clyde Richard. Okay, now, Commissioner Wade, you made an amendment to that resolution.
Yes.
Are you still
Yes.
making that motion? I need a second.
Second.
I got a second by Commissioner Hogan. We are going to vote on the amendment. And then we'll come back to the resolution.
Mr. Chairman, you going to ask for further discussion on that amendment?
Yeah, I thought y'all was done.
It's a form of motion.
Right.
That's second. You need to ask for discussion, I think.
Okay, question me. I thought y'all had your questions for Clyde. You got any questions for Keith?
I'm just wondering if, I know we're saying if they use 40 hours next year and they only have 40 hours left for the next, if they used all their 80 prior to that, do they have nothing?
They got nothing.
Hey, Mayor.
Okay, Commissioner Doris.
All right. Now, if I'm following this, your mandatory is 2 weeks. You're supposed to be quarantined for 2 weeks. That should soak up 80 hours right there. How do you doing 40 hours? How do you play 40 hours and 40 hours? How does that divide up? So how do you get one week of quarantine?
Commissioner Doris.
Yes.
If they used 40 hours in the first 3 months, that means they've got 40 hours left in the next 3 months.
But it's about the quarantine though, right? That's the COVID money, is the quarantine money, right?
We got COVID money now.
There is no COVID money now.
You went out.
All right, I thought it was an 80-hour lockout, and I know that's what we're trying to leave it at. I just couldn't figure out how somebody could be quarantined for 1 week and not 2. If it need to be taking 80 instead of 40, don't you? Everything I relate up to is they need to be off 2 weeks. If they're going to be quarantined, they need to be off. The COVID money's for 2 weeks.
Every situation is different.
Yes, thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioner Doris, I'm not an expert on the COVID leave, but every situation is different.
I'd like to make a comment. I think what we're trying to do is so if they burn their 2 weeks, that's 80 hours, and then they come in contact with somebody 10 days down the road, and they're going to get another 80 hours. So if we left it open-ended, we're going to be paying employees multiple times. We'll be sitting at home, Commissioner Doris.
Yeah. I understand that.
And there's no federal money anymore, so this is Robertson County money.
I understand that part. All right, I'll back off, leave it alone. But I think when you quarantine you're supposed to be out 2 weeks. You're supposed to be out 2 weeks, not 40 and 40, though.
Well, they can be, but if they've got 40 hours left, and they'll get paid 1 week, and they won't get paid the next.
Take sick days.
They got sick days.
I'm with you on that part. I'm with you. All right, I'm done.
Commissioner Woodard, I see your light on. You want to say something?
No, I just wanted to be kind of clear on. The water's kind of muddied on to me about it. I'm getting more clear about it as we go, but I appreciate the information. But I had a question, but I think Bubba kind of touched on it, so I think it's clear what we're trying to do.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Woodard.
Clyde's got a question.
Hey, go ahead, Clyde. Unmuddy the water a little bit there, Clyde.
I don't know if I
Unmuddy the water.
But In addition to following the school board and making it an 80-hour cap beginning January 1 for 3 months, of course, we're already basically a month into this. And you're also adopting a telecommuting policy, which means that if an employee is able to work from home, which frankly, my office had an issue with COVID back in the summer, we rented, bought computers. We went ahead and paid everybody no matter what, but that was just our personal decision. But if an employee can telecommute and work from home, then their department head knows best what they can do and how they can do it. That's not counted as COVID time. So they don't have to use this. So if they can work from home, they've still got their COVID time, plus they get paid as a regular employee working from home, if that's possible in their particular department.
It's not if they take this time in the next 3 months. They have to show from a doctor's.
No, they don't.
No, that was before. Now they have to prove that they have COVID issues and has to have a slip of paper saying, hey, this is what it's all about.
Well, they can have COVID issues themselves, and there's a list of things in the resolution. A spouse or somebody at home they have to take care of. They can't just say, we've got COVID at home. They have to fall within the guidelines. But again, you're only talking about a 3-month policy until we readdress this, and you're already a month into this now. So.
Thank you, Clyde.
But they ain't got to bring no paper now because
They do that. They have to prove the COVID structure.
I don't think so.
You need to check with the school board. I think that's right.
Well, a lot of the department heads has got different situations. If school was to, let's say school was to shut down again, a lot of parents at work would have to go back home and stay with their, kids. It's a lot of different situations involved. Is everybody ready to, I'm getting confused. We ready to vote on the question just being called? If you're for this amendment, Madam Clerk, we probably need to call roll.
This is on the amendment.
This is on the amendment.
Jeff Ayers.
Yes.
James Bowens. Stephanie Bradley.
Yes.
Irvin Brown. Bobby Coutts.
Yes.
Jeff DeLong. Bubba Doris.
Yes.
Don Eden.
Yes.
Burton Glover.
Yes.
Kevin Gray.
Yes.
Patsy Gregory.
Yes.
Steve Haley.
Yes.
Bob Hogan.
Yes.
Keith Hoover.
Yes.
Tommy Jackson.
Yes.
Bill Moore.
Yes.
Stacy Moore. Eric Roberts.
Yes.
Frank Spain.
Yes.
Bob Stroud.
Yes.
Dave Stubblefield.
Yes.
Dennis Wade.
Yes.
Randy Wilson.
Yes.
Darrell Woodard.
Yes.
22 yeses. Stacy's.
Okay, let the record show that Stacy Moore has joined the meeting. So now we do have 22 present. We have 22 ayes on that resolution, 0 against. I declare the resolution passes. We go back to the regular resolution. Questions? Question being called. If you're for this resolution, vote aye. If you're against it, vote no.
Darrell Woodard.
Aye.
Randy Wilson. Dennis Wade. Dave Stubblefield. Bob Stroud.
Yes.
Frank Spain.
Yes.
Eric Roberts.
Yes.
Stacy Moore.
Yes.
Bill Moore.
Yes.
Tommy Jackson.
Yes.
Keith Hoover.
Yes.
Bob Hogan.
Yes.
Steve Haley.
Yes.
Patsy Gregory.
Yes.
Kevin Gray.
Yes.
Burton Glover.
Yes.
Don Eden.
Yes.
Bubba Doris.
Yes.
Jeff DeLong. Bobby Coutts.
Yes.
Irvin Brown. Stephanie Bradley,
Yes.
James Bowens,
Yes.
Jeff Ayers,
Yes.
22 yes.
Got 22 for and 0 against. I declare that resolution passes. Thank you, commissioners. Is there any old business to come before the county commission? Hearing none, is there any new business come before the county commission?
Yes, I've got something.
The chair recognizes the chairman of the budget committee, Keith Hoover.
Mayor, I've got resolution number 012-521-017. I so move. If I can get a second, we'll discuss. This is a resolution to amend our prior resolutions relative to payment in lieu of tax payments for Robertson County. This is up to $200,000. This is for the project in White House. I think we're all aware of. Margot was here if we want to make her a member to discuss, and we've got a couple of guys on our go-to meeting also if we want to, if there's any questions.
Anybody have any questions for the industrial board chairman? Everybody on page now, right?
Question.
Being called. If you're for this resolution, vote yes. If you're against it, vote no.
Steve Haley,
Yes.
Bob Hogan,
Yes.
Keith Hoover,
Yes.
Tommy Jackson,
Yes.
Bill Moore,
Yes.
Stacy Moore,
Yes.
Eric Roberts,
Yes.
Frank Spain,
Yes.
Bob Stroud,
Yes.
Dave Stubblefield,
Yes.
Dennis Wade,
Yes.
Randy Wilson,
Yes.
Darrell Woodard,
Yes.
Jeff Ayers,
Yes.
James Bowens, Stephanie Bradley,
Yes.
Urban Brown, Bobby Couts,
Yes.
Jeff DeLong, Bubba Doris,
Yes.
Don Eden,
Madam Clerk, I'm going to abstain.
Burton Glover,
Yes.
Kevin Gray,
Yes.
Patsy Gregory.
Yes.
21 yes and 1 abstain.
Okay, I got 21 yeses, none against, and 1 abstaining. I declare that resolution passes. As Chairman Hoover makes his way back up, I think he has another resolution he would love to read.
I do, Mayor. And on this one, we're going to need to suspend the rules after we vote on this one.
Okay.
It's, resolution number 012-521-018. This is just to amend the budget for the up to $200,000.
Second.
Okay, did you second Mr. Bowens? I got a second by Mr. Bowens. Any questions now? You see where this money's coming out of the Red River Reserve? Any questions? Question being called. If you're for this resolution, vote yes. If you're against it, vote no.
Patsy Gregory,
Yes.
Kevin Gray,
Yes.
Burton Glover,
Yes.
Don Eden,
Is this 017?
1-8.
This is 1-8.
Is to transfer the funds?
This is the budget amendment, yes. Just transfer funds.
Yes.
Bubba Doris,
Yes, ma'am.
Jeff DeLong, Bobby Couts,
Yes.
Urban Brown, Stephanie Bradley,
Yes.
James Bowens,
Yes.
Jeff Ayers,
Yes.
Darrell Woodard,
Yes.
Randy Wilson,
Yes.
Dennis Wade,
Yes.
Dave Stubblefield,
Yes.
Bob Stroud,
Yes.
Frank Spain,
Yes.
Eric Roberts,
Yes.
Stacy Moore,
Yes.
Bill Moore,
Yes.
Tommy Jackson,
Yes.
Keith Hoover,
Yes.
Bob Hogan,
Yes.
Steve Haley.
Yes.
22 yes.
Got 22. Got 22 yeses, 0 nos. I declare that resolution passes on the first reading. Now I need a motion to suspend the rules. Got a motion by Roberts, second by Commissioner Couts. Is there any question? Now we're voting on the second reading of this one resolution. No question being called for. Got the question called for. Madam Clerk, will you call the roll again?
Jeff Ayers,
Yes.
James Bowens,
Yes.
Stephanie Bradley,
Yes.
Irvin Brown, Bobby Couch,
Yes.
Jeff DeLong, Bubba Doris,
Yes.
Don Eden,
Yes.
Burton Glover,
Yes.
Kevin Gray,
Yes.
Patsy Gregory,
Yes.
Steve Haley,
Yes.
Bob Hogan,
Yes.
Keith Hoover,
Yes.
Tommy Jackson,
Yes.
Bill Moore,
Yes.
Stacy Moore,
Yes.
Eric Roberts,
Yes.
Frank Spain,
Yes.
Bob Stroud, Faye Stubblefield,
Yes.
Dennis Wade,
Yes.
Randy Wilson,
Yes.
Daryl Woodard.
Yes.
22 yes.
22 for and 0 against. I declare that resolution passes on the second reading. Thank you, Commissioners. I think that's a very exciting resolution for us tonight.
Very excited.
Yep, I'm very tickled to death. Thank you, Margot, and the work y'all done with the Duster Board. Okay, moving on to, that's all the new business now. Is that it? Okay, we'll move to our election notaries. Mr. Bowens.
I'll make a motion to elect the road Robbins County, Tennessee.
I got a motion to get a second. Second by Dennis Wade. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, Commissioner Doris.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, so moved. Thank you, gang. Y'all done a good job on that thing tonight.
Oh, yeah, yes.